This podcast provides a platform that will share many different points of views that should empower you, uplift you, make you want to go out and do right. When you hear the term still a man, say, yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Still a man. Yes, I am. Let's go.
Disclaimer: the views and opinions in this video and comments on this podcast do not reflect or represent the views and opinions on this podcast platform.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of the Still a Man podcast. All right, we've been having some strange stuff going on over here. I don't know what it is. I mean, as you see, I'm stumbling over my words already. Let me slow down, take a deep breath. Woosah. All right. So, I sent out a shared video to everybody this weekend. And it is the nature of our conversation tonight. It is where the topic stems from. So, a while back, one of the beloved comedians, Kevin Hart, and let me just say that depends on who you're talking to, he coined a phrase, so to speak. And the word, I should say, is Mitch. And if you found the time to watch the video, it simply explained Mitch is the male version of a bitch. So, as he stated, he's brilliant. He just replaced the B with an M, and that's what brought us to today. Now, you got most men, if you call them that, they'll say that doesn't describe them. So maybe Mitch does. And we will determine that today, if that is so, depending on how you think, how you behave, you know. So let's do this. Let's see what we got, people. First question. Now everybody's clear with this definition before we get started? All right, I just hear Patsy. Is everybody clear about this definition?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let me see. We got Sean, we got Gregory, we got Patsy, we got Tanya, we got Itzima. That's who's active right now. I don't know. Timmy's not, his mic's not on, so he's not active right now, but he'll be joining the conversation at some point, and anyone else. So if they do come in, just wait until there's a break in the discussion, and we'll acknowledge them. All right? All right, let's go. Oh, before we get started, is there anybody that you guys would like to acknowledge? I'm referring to females, in observance of Women's History Month.
Miss Harriet put a cap in your ass tub.
Okay. Anybody else?
All the mothers in the world, because we can't run without the mothers.
Okay. Anybody else?
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama. Okay.
Big Mike.
Itzima, you got anybody? John?
In my eyes, the queen of comedy, Mama Mabley.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and acknowledge the female educators, because I think that they put up with a lot, and that is a thankless job. Not saying that the men don't, but this is Women's History Month, and I feel like that the women, educators, they do a lot, teaching these kids about history, both American history and Black history. And, they're an example of what history is too. They're the embodiment of women history because a while back, I don't even believe that women could teach. I don't think they was in those type of settings. All right, so let's
I
get
think
into
that's all they was letting them do.
maybe. All right, let's get into it. Question number 1. Do women respect men that cry in their presence? So again, question number 1, do women respect men that cry in their presence? Ladies, turn your mic on. Ichima, turn your mic on. Patsy, turn your mic on. You turn your mic on. All right, we're gonna start with Patsy. Patsy, do women respect men that cry in their presence?
If they really respect them as a person, yeah, I think so because if men have feelings too, and they get upset about stuff, and depending on what they're crying about, um, yeah, because it could be something serious. They could have lost a loved one, their mother, or somebody close to them. So if a woman can cry over those things, why can't men do as well? So if you really care for that man, um, you gotta understand where they're coming from and why they're crying in the first place. So otherwise they're not gonna. I don't think a man's gonna respect a woman if they're not like then they women can actually understand and respect them for crying. That's my thought.
Good, good, good. Tanya, same question.
What was it again? Does a woman respect a man that cries?
Yeah.
Yes, in their presence.
Yes. Yes, she could respect them if she, like it's pretty much what Patsy said. I'm gonna try not to talk too much because of my throat, but it's pretty much what Patsy said. I mean, crying and whining is two different things, but you said cry. So
Okay.
yes, a woman can respect a man that cries in front of her.
So, you brought it up. Crying and whining is two different things. Do you have a distinction? What separates the two?
What separates the two is when you whining over a situation that you had control over, and you whining that you didn't get you didn't get judged fairly, they treating you wrong. You're not taking accountability for your actions, but you whining about the outcome.
Ichima, same question.
Yeah, I respect the man that cries. But not every woman does. If you understand what I'm saying.
Totally. Gregory, do women respect men that cry in their presence?
I was gonna say it can't be one in the other, but it can be. Because I was gonna say there wouldn't be a stigma of men not being able to show their emotions because they gotta hide them because they want to be so strong.
Depends on what you're crying for. And they say we too emotional.
See what I'm saying? See, it's like a mix of both. So you should, and as a man, you shouldn't want to be up in front of no female just crying. Like, what are you gonna do with that?
But it depends on what you're crying for. I just said.
No, the lady said that already too at the beginning. They said it depends on what the person's crying for, but you just don't want to be up in front of this girl crying all the time. Boo! I lost my job. Boo!
All right, so let me say this. I hear other people giving their opinion in the background. Feel free to log in so that you can be heard. All right, we're gonna go to Sean. Sean, do women respect men that cry in their presence?
I think they do respect men who cry. I think what might come into question is what they might be crying for and how they're crying.
Mhm.
Okay. So I seen Robert popped in and then he popped back out. All right, did everybody get a chance to answer that question that wanted to answer it?
Nope.
All right, who's that, Timmy?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Timmy, do women respect men that cry in their presence?
I'm gonna go with Sean. What Sean said, because it definitely depends on what you crying about. If you lost some family members, it's understanding. If you're crying about emotional stuff that happened between you and her, then she might not be as understanding as to you losing a family member or a friend getting killed or something like that.
I'm gonna take a shot at this too. I'm gonna answer this question too. Um, do women respect men that cry in their presence? I'm gonna make this real easy. I'm gonna give you the miniskirt version of my answer. I think that depends on the woman that you're dealing with,
Yep, yep, that too.
because some individuals are just um they're incapable of empathy,
Mm.
and they're
They're
just
hardened.
they're just very insensitive to uh others' feelings. And a lot of times where it comes to the man, like Timmy said, is based upon their experience with the men before you, and sometimes it stems from their relationship with the first men in their life, or should I say the first men in their lives, their father, their grandfather, their uncles, their brothers, and other males in their surrounding. So that I think that has a lot to do with it. So that's my answer, whereas that's concerned. Um, okay, we are going to go on to question number two. Ladies, turn your mics on. Itama, I'm going to come to you first. And question number two, it is, if a man rejects both the much needed hugs and kind counsel from their peers, could he be suffering from a condition known as fragile masculinity? And let me put that in layman's terms. I guess fragile masculinity is he's insecure, he's not confident in himself when dealing with men and receiving affection. All right, you got it, Itzma?
Hmm.
All right, so again, if a man rejects hugs and counsel of his peers, could he be suffering from a condition known as fragile masculinity?
Robert Brewington has joined the meeting.
Um, it could be other things. It don't necessarily need to be that. You know what I mean? That person probably could have went through some type of abuse. Um, so could have went through a sexual abuse or something like that. It don't necessarily mean that.
That's a good answer. Patsy, same question.
Um, it could be he just chooses if he does receive hugs and well needed hugs from other men, but not all men. It just depends on the group of guys that he trusts and everything. You know, it's like you sometimes you can't trust everybody to console you and to really give you that comfort because they might not, some people don't know you as well as others. So there's certain things like he might feel like some people are shady, but he has a close circle of like 4 or 5 friends that he actually knows and trusts enough to give him that comfort and to kind of say why he's upset about something, and he can receive it from certain people but not everybody, if that makes sense.
Yes. Tanya, same
Repeat,
question.
repeat it, please.
If a man rejects both the much needed hugs and kind counsel of his peers, could he be suffering from a condition known as fragile masculinity?
I'm going to piggyback off of what Itama said and say that it could be any type of abuse, not just sexual. It could be emotional, it could be physical, and it could just be pride. He's too proud to receive that type of counsel or empathy from another male figure. And he could not he could have some self-doubts about himself.
All
So
right. You got more, T?
no, that's it.
All right, gentlemen, turn your mics on. I'm going to come to you. Robert, I see that you have joined the discussion. I'm going to hit you with this question. If a man rejects the much needed hugs and kind counsel of his peers, could he be suffering from a condition known as fragile masculinity?
Dude, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. We have anxiety. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with him. He lack of men around him. Um, I'm gonna say if there was no men around him, probably so.
Okay, short, sweet. Timmy, same question.
What was it?
If the man rejects the much needed hugs and kind counsel of his peers, could he be suffering from a condition known as fragile masculinity?
I really don't like all this title bullshit because they try to put titles on things, on especially the poverty communities. They try to put tags, and even if we as the community accept these tags as a badge of honor to what they are calling us, right? So for me, I don't think it's all that. I think it's just a bunch of nonsense. I think it's just people are tired of the label calling and putting jackets on us that don't fit. You don't really know us. You don't really know what we've been through and the trials and tribulations. And you trying to put a jacket on us because we got caught in the system on one 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 charge that looks serious but ain't really serious. So I think it's a bunch of nonsense.
Gregory, same question.
I never heard of that term. What was it? Fragile masculinity?
Yes.
Never heard of it. That's the first time I heard of it. And if they're afraid to get hugged and stuff, that means that they didn't grow up in a good family. Because I can tell you right now, we have males in our family that'll probably bear hug you, squeeze
Yep.
the hell out of your hand, try to kiss you on the
Mm-hmm.
cheek, and you don't
Yep.
want none of that to happen.
Yep.
You got to be comfortable with your masculinity.
The Italians do it. They kiss each other on the cheek and handshake.
Okay. Gregory, did you have more to offer?
No, that was it. It's just like a person that's standoffish. They probably grew up with a hard background or something. Like somebody said earlier, they might have been molested, or they're afraid to actually get that type of counseling from the next man.
Or they
Sean?
grew up in a loveless home.
Mm-hmm. Sean?
Right.
Yeah, I like what Timmy said, and I'm piggyback off of it a little bit. I'm with him. I'm a person that don't like titles of anything that's not
Right.
necessary. Um, and so because I'm like that, because I have no masculinity fragileness, there's just certain things that it is what it is, and that's it. You know, there's like no emotion, like, not that there's no emotions, because no emotions is an emotion, but it's not that overwhelming, exaggerated emotion is what I like to call it.
Mm-hmm. They put a title on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm a no title person myself.
Because emotion don't necessarily has to have a title to it. You are reacting on your individual emotions. So there's no title to it. It could be other scenarios that cause that emotions to come out.
I'm gonna answer this too before I go on to question number 3. Yeah, what I'm finding is in today's society, they do a lot of labeling and a lot of they create these new titles for the male gender. And they got a lot of things to say about the male masculinity. And now this was a new one for me too. But as soon as you put fragile in front of anything referring to male, it's questionable right off the bat based upon traditional gender roles and the definition of a man. So I'm just gonna say this. I don't seek counsel or hugs from people that I don't respect. So yeah, I really have to respect you before I seek counsel from you, let alone make myself open to embrace you, period, or for you to embrace me. Because again, I just don't trust everybody. And because of that,
Mhm.
I don't trust their opinions, and I'm not gonna trust them with my heart, because if anything that is fragile, it will be my heart. And I don't apologize for that. I could be a bit sensitive about that. I will wear my heart on my sleeves, but that is I feel that's like one of my better qualities, because it it helps shapes me, and when dealing with others, it leads me. All right, so we're gonna go.
But Dave, could I interject right there? Would you perceive someone is just your opinion of them, and it might be true, but you don't have to judge people on your opinion. You judge them on their actions.
Mhm.
So for me, that's that's how I live. That's how I live. I judge people on their actions. If if I have a gut reaction on this person, that's my opinion of them. Until they show me different, that's my opinion of them. So you go off of how you perceive their auras or their image that they projecting, that's gonna give you your final analysis of this person, whether you're gonna like or dislike them. Now you might dislike a person because of their ways, because how they was brought up, and they never had what you are trying to project to them.
Say less, say less. Um, Ladies, turn your microphones back on. Ichima, Tanya, and Patsy. All right, we are going to go to third question. Patsy, do men make excuses for the bad behavior of their peers?
Um, Depending on the man, but then women also do it too. So it's not just about men making excuses, but it depends on who you are and what you stand, what what you're standing on, and your demeanor. If you're a no nonsense kind of man, you're not gonna make those excuses. If you play games and you're about all the nonsense, and then those excuses are gonna play in who you are as a man. Which really, in my mind, you're really less of a man if you're gonna play games and make excuses. But if you're no nonsense and you're staying firm in who you are as a man, and you don't make it excuses for yourself for bad behavior, you're not gonna take any nonsense from other people. So you're not going to make allowances for bad behavior from another man. And it goes across the board. Like, you're not gonna take it from children, and you're
Then has left the
definitely
meeting.
not going to take nonsense from any women, um and make excuses for their bad behavior, no matter who it is in your life.
Ichima, same question. Do men make excuses for the bad behavior of their peers?
Yeah, some do. Um, I think some do because they be embarrassed, so they try to hide certain stuff. And then some just do it because it just be like, that's just who they are. That saying. That's just who the person is.
Huh? Let's go to Timmy next. Timmy, do men make excuses for the bad behavior of their peers?
Uh, that there is a on the fence question because you have the good man and the man that ain't trying to do nothing but use, right? So on the good side, the good man is
Join the
gonna
meeting.
tell him because that man on the other side of the fence might not have a father figure, might not have no uncles. See, with us and Sean, and he had brothers, uncles, and whatnot, and believe it or not, if you hang out with your uncles and chill with your uncles, they're gonna incite you that you ain't gonna believe. And then you take whatever they said that is not a bunch of nonsense and you apply it to how you gonna be and it shows in how you deal with your kids differently from what they did, and it shows in how you treat your woman and what they did. So I think for me, I learned a lot from my elders, my uncles. God rest my uncle Arthur. I learned a lot from him. He was a womanizer, but I learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from all my uncles. They and my aunts too. So they if you pay attention to gatherings and the other events that we have together, then you pick up on things and this is what it is supposed to be, regardless of all the other bullshit that comes with it. The true value is what they taught you.
Gregory.
I'm not making no excuses for nobody, but I can see it happening if it's like the spur of the moment, God code type thing. I look at you and I need you to lie for me. You better lie.
Okay. Um, we're gonna go to Sean next. Sean, same question. Do men make excuses for the bad behavior of their peers?
Depending on their relationship with their peers. Sometimes they do. They try to justify what that or those individuals have done just so that they're not looked at in a negative light. It depends on what their relationship with that individual is.
I'm back, Dave.
Okay, question, Tanya. Do men make excuses for the bad behavior of their peers?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say it depends on their relationship with their peers, and I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10 they're doing the same. They're doing the dirty deeds with their peers.
Ladies, turn your mic on. Tanya, I'm gonna stay with you. I'm gonna go to Tanya first, then Itima, then Patsy. Question number 4. Is it possible to respect a man that blatantly abuses both women and children?
That question to me, I'll pass it.
That's to you first.
Okay, repeat it again for me, please.
Is it possible to respect a man that blatantly abuses both women and children?
No.
Itama, same question.
Say it again, please.
Is it possible to respect a man that blatantly abuses both women and children?
Not at all.
Patsy, same question.
I agree with the ladies. There is no way in heck that I can respect a man that abuses any women or any children. That's a no-go right there.
Okay. Gentlemen, turn your mic on. Gregory, you're up first. Is it possible to respect a man that blatantly abuses both women and children?
Nope. Throw the whole person in the trash. You know they're doing abortions up to 60 years old now, right?
Oh. Okay.
They ain't never had no 60-year-old have no goddamn baby. I ain't never heard of it.
Called the gangster abortion, Uncle T.
Okay, Timmy, it's on you. Is it possible to respect a man that blatantly abuses both women and children?
Nah, there ain't no respect for that. It just started getting. I want to say that in the 80s, it started getting where women and kids wasn't off limits, and I want to say that the godmother started that shit. It might have been somebody that did something before her, but her shit was goddamn publicly known.
Hmm.
And she was more famous in the news.
I see Robert's back in. Robert, you're gonna have to turn your mic on to be heard. I'm gonna go to Sean and then I'm gonna go to you. Sean, is it possible to respect a man that blatantly abuses both women and children?
Absolutely not. I how can you even hold? I would have a problem holding court or respecting an individual that can actually hold court with a person that is like that.
Mm.
Mm. Mm.
Robert, same question.
He going to jail. Sorry, he going
Well,
to
I
jail.
think many
I
moons
couldn't be
ago,
on there.
he probably said to do some horrible things to a man of disrespect. And I still feel the same way. They need to be slapped down the middle of their face with shit on your hand. Passy said one time, cut their balls off. There's so many things you can do to this person where he might just feel the same pain, but I think it should be a slow, torturing cycle for him. There's no respect, there's no excuses. There should be a hole dug so deep there ain't a bottom to it.
Exactly, sir.
Did everybody get a chance to answer the question they wanted to answer it?
Yep.
Okay, if you're just joining us, tonight's topic is, are you a man or a Mitch? And we are on question number 5. But before we go to question number 5, I am going to answer the last question. Is it possible to respect a man that blatantly abuses both women and children? That is a hard hell no. And you, sir, are the perfect definition and example, and then you are the embodiment of what a Mitch is. Now, I'm not calling you that because you act like a female. I'm calling you that because you are less than a man in every way. And in most cases, you don't even deserve to the distinction or the comparison of a
So Dave,
woman.
why don't you just come out and just call him a fucking bitch instead of Mitch?
That's what
He
a
ain't
mix
no
is.
goddamn Mitch.
You,
And
sir.
Mitch is
Well,
a bitch.
well, can I just say this? 'Cause I wasn't at the beginning of this show. I want to address that too. I'm just gonna say real quick. A Mitch, I guess TCH, is absolutely a girl, boy, woman, or man that tends to act like a bitch.
That's not
They
in the
have
dictionary.
strange, they have strange and weird, unordinary behaviors.
Okay.
That is the ghetto term.
Yes,
That's
yes.
not in the dictionary
All
what
right.
a Mitch is.
At the sake of sounding redundant, before we go beyond where we need to be, I sent out a video of the definition of a Mitch. Kevin Hart defined it. That is the
That's
definition.
today. That's today.
That is the definition that we are going with.
Today.
That is the definition that we are going with for this topic and conversation. All right, let's move on. Question number 5. Ladies, turn your mic on. Let's go to Itama first. Itama, turn your mic on. According to research, men have a habit of ridiculing their peers upon learning that they are being abused by the women in their life. What do you say to that, Itama?
I think it's true. You hear it. I think it's true. I think that when a man learns that a woman you know, is bullying him, dudes around him be like, they'll laugh. They'd, say little comments and shit. So yeah, I think that's true.
Pussy.
Okay. Same question,
Pushover.
Patsy.
Mm-hmm. Um, yeah, it depends on your group of friends. If you have a majority they're gonna punk you out because your girl is bullying you and doing whatever, yeah, they're gonna punk you out and ridicule you. But you might have one or two of those friends that'll be like, take you aside, be like, yo, you need to, you don't need to hate her, but you need to tell her, you need to chill out and kind of like have a meeting with her, talk to her, and if she ain't listening, you bring um like their female family members in with the conversation and try to be like, you know what, you need to chill with this. But, a real friend will take you aside. All those other male friends or supposed friends will ridicule you and make fun of you because your girl is being a bully and everything. And but then at the same time, it's like, what's going on at home for her to act the way she is towards you. you don't know completely what's going on at home, but then when your friends find out, they're gonna be like, "Oh, punk you out," blah blah blah. Yeah.
All right. Tanya, turn your mic on.
Those that ridicule are going through.
Okay.
I want to say this.
Go ahead, Ikema.
I just want to say this real quick because he said he you asked that question, and I just want to say that. Also, I want to say that she shouldn't be bullying him. You get what I'm saying? Regardless, you know what I'm saying? As a couple, they should be able to speak about certain things. And if they have a situation going on, they should talk about it, not her bullying him. So I could understand why a man would ridicule his friend. But then yeah, just like Papsy said, you know what I'm saying? They could be one or two decent ones that would like speak to him and say, well, if you really like the girl, speak to her. You get what I'm saying? But again, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to agree with everything that everybody said, but I'm also going to add that those that ridicule are going through, meaning that they're ridiculing that brother because they're going through the same stuff, and they don't want to admit it.
You're right, Tanya.
Timmy, same question.
I'm agree with all the ladies what they said because they are 100% with what they said. And I'm going to add too, if you don't know, if a man that has a stable relationship and got a good woman beside him, and he's hanging with his best friend, somebody he probably grew up with, he wanted to see him in the same place that he is, right? So he gonna enlighten him. These are the things that me and my wife went through. Yes, we had our ups and downs, but we got through those up and downs. Now, it ain't the problem about going through trials and tribulations. It's about getting through those trials and tribulations as a whole, as one. Like you married. That's the whole point of marriage. We all know marriage has their ups and downs, but most of the marriages are dependent on the both individuals and how bad do they want to rectify and the love that they have for one another that's gonna keep that together.
All right. Sean, question number 5. According to research, men have the tendency to ridicule their peers upon learning that they are suffering from abuse by the women in their life.
Yeah, because I've been guilty of that. I've been guilty of in the beginning I've talked behind their backs, but as I've gotten older over the years, I've actually let them know, like, hey man, when you gonna start wearing them pants? So yeah, you can put me in that category.
Okay. Honesty. Gregory, same question.
Don't be a vagina slayer because you seen what happened on Black Ink with him and Donna. him and Donna was crazy. She even told him, "Are you leaving with me? You getting in the car with me?" So listen, if I'm telling you this is for your best interest as a friend, yes, she's whooping your ass. Get away from her. I'm gonna ridicule you.
Robert, same question.
Could you ask me that question again? Because I got lost somewhere.
According to research, men have a habit of ridiculing their peers upon learning that they are being abused at the hands of the women in their life.
Well, I could say some men just don't, step up when needed and give the necessary advice, wisdom, whatever you want to call it. I can't say myself because earlier I was just speaking to someone. I was telling them instead of talking all around them, going to a different person, talking about them or your concerns, sit down with that individual and give them the real because you can make a difference in their life.
Let me add that person has to be receptive to the advice.
If you're getting abused, it doesn't matter if you're receptive. Somebody needs to tell you.
Yeah, but you can tell them, but they still don't.
No, that usually happens sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you, but most of the times with guys, if you're telling a guy, people's making fun. Well, I would like to think that if people's making fun of the dude, he's not gonna keep getting abused.
Okay. We are at the halfway point. That was question 5. Let me answer question 5 too. Do men ridicule their peers upon learning that they are being abused by the women in their life? I think the answer is yes. But I will say this to all men and all women. If you got a problem with your hands, you need to get help for that. Because you're going to come across somebody that is either going to teach you how to keep your hands in your pockets, and it might be the police officers upon asking you to place your hands behind your back. And if you come across a man like myself, that's a gift. You got one time to put your hands on me. That is a Christmas gift, a birthday gift, a Valentine's gift, a just because gift. Because if you try it again upon me telling you that I'm not accepting that or respecting that, you're going to jail. You can call me whatever you want to call me, but you're going to call me free because I ain't going to be in jail. You will be. All right. And this episode is sponsored by EmporiumPlus.org. And in the store, we have a t-shirt for all you Mitches. It is titled Man Up. Robin, where can they purchase said item?
First of all, for all the men that are Mitches, you can get a sports bra from EmporiumPlus.org, where you will find all fashions and be forever still a man, youth serum, AOP, Adoptive Parish, SOS Support Our Sisters, and Adoptive Parish Ladies First. Plus, merch in EmporiumPlus.org. And viewers, if you're still sneaking, if you're still whispering about our show, tell a friend. Hit the thumbs up button, the like button, subscribe. We appreciate you.
I agree. And I'll just say this too: if there's any panel members that have not subscribe. Make sure you do so at the conclusion of this show. All right, let's go to question number 6. Question number 6. This is a good one. Ladies, turn your mic on. Question 6. Should you respect a man that chooses to take care of the children of the woman that he is currently dealing with? Wow. Neglecting the well-being of his biological children. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Itzma, you up first.
Why should he be respected? And let alone the female that is with him that's letting that happen. It's not like that's not okay.
Huh? Patsy, same question.
Nah, man, because if you're not taking care of your biological kids, but you're taking care of somebody else's kids, that's a punk ass move. I'm sorry. If you're gonna, because as a woman, yeah, you can. And if I'm dating you and my kids are not your biological, okay, yeah, it's good that you accepted my kids and helping me out with them. But what are you doing for your kids? How can I respect that if you're not taking care of your own? That's how I'm looking at it.
Well said, well said. Tanya?
What type of woman is he dealing with that's allowing him to do some shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
That's a Mitch. Sorry.
Exactly.
Don't be sorry. That's what they create words for. Words have meanings.
That's a Mitch.
Okay, gentlemen, let's get your perspective. Everybody turn your mic back on. Robert, should you respect a man that chooses to take care of the children of the woman he is currently with while neglecting the well-being of his biological children?
Yeah, no respect for that man. No respect for that lady that plays this game of recess, because he's only paying you to stay. When that time is up, just like a lease or whatever you're doing, renter's feed, once that wears out, he's gone to the next woman's house and probably have more children or less, and he's going to take care of their kids and continue not to take care of his biological child, because that's who he is. Maybe he was wrong in his own childhood from his dad, and he needs help. And so if he doesn't break the cycle, or nor the woman that you know, that he's living with and taking care of her children, if she doesn't help him break that cycle, it's going to get worse.
Okay. Timmy, same question. Gregory, same question.
I agree with Uncle Rob, because choosing to neglect when there's people out here that can't see their children is crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Rob and Gregory. You know, it goes back to your influencers, the people that you grew up with. I'm a firm believer that what you grow up around shapes and molds you, and you pick the good and the bad out of it. Then some might stray more to the bad thing, and then some might stray more to the good thing. It's all about you, getting to the point. Right is right, and wrong is wrong. No other explanation.
Like it, like it. Sean, same question.
I'm gonna go against the grain a little bit. I'm gonna go without trying to speculate a narrative. It all depends on what the situation is and what is agreed upon all the parties involved.
Okay. That's different. All right. All right. I'm gonna move on to question number. Did everybody get a chance to answer that question they wanted to answer? All right, we're gonna move on to question number 7. Ladies, turn your mic back on. Ladies, here's the question. Is it possible to respect a man that refuses to work but expects to benefit from the wages of the working woman? Itzma, you're up first.
Yeah, why would you respect that? Like, not unless the person has a disability or something and they're like,
Right, Itamar, right.
that's different. But other than that, it's like, go to work. Get up out of here.
Patsy, same question.
I'll agree with Itzma. Like, if you have a disability, that's one thing. I'm not going to work, but at least try to go do something to kind of like help put food in the house, food pantries and stuff like that, and whatever, But um, but if you're able to get up and go to work, step up to the plate and do so. And show me that I can respect you if you respected me by helping to take care of the household needs.
Tanya, same question.
I'm going to say it depends on the situation because they may have an agreement that he takes care of the household needs and that she goes to work. Disability people work too. So it
That's
depends
until
on
their disability take over.
it depends on what their situation, what their agreement is upon one another. I'm not gonna say if I'm not gonna say he shouldn't be respected if he refuses to go to work. It depends on if they have an agreement. Now, if they don't have that agreement where he's to stay home and he still refuses to go to work and to help out in the house, then no, you can't respect that. But if they have that agreement amongst themselves, that's their business. That's their business.
All right. Timmy, same question. Is it possible to respect a man that refuses to work and expects to benefit from the wages of the working woman?
If you are a able body that can do work, then you should be ashamed of yourself. Now, for me, I don't fault. Now I know what it is to be wanting to work and can't do the things that you want to do because of your disability, right? But I'm old school and I don't have no problem with getting my hands dirty, getting out, raking, turning over some garden, doing any of the things that I was introduced as a kid. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it ain't no problem to do those things and to you know not get no gratification for what I've done, but just know that me as a person know that I know these abilities that was, passed down to me and other things that was passed down to me that I learned outside that made it even more, you know, knowledgeable that what I was taught was the right thing, and I was just learning the same thing that I was taught.
Gregory, same question.
Can I get the question one more time, please?
Is it possible to respect a man that refuses to work and expects to benefit from the wages of the working woman?
Oh yeah, that's just some insanity right there. That dude sounds insane. Get off your ass, go to work, or go do something.
Robert, same question. Sean?
A
Hold on,
a
Sean.
a real respectful, a proud one to set example for the young boys that are watching, sitting there observing what he does to this lady, sort of like a leech. He comes into her home. He has no disability that's hindering him not to work.
Victor has left the
He
meeting.
will get up and go sell drugs without no problem, but he still don't have no disability that's hindering him. She puts a pacifier in all the wrongdoings, or he, vice versa, for her. I think that we're talking about a man, though, so there's no excuses allowed. He's supposed to set an example for the following young boys in his house or that is watching outside the door. Get up and go to work. If your woman can do it, you can do it. Stop using excuses because she said it's okay. It's not okay.
S.A.M Rector has joined the meeting.
All right.
From Sean Edwards to everyone calling amen. New unread message.
All right. Sean, it's on you. Is it possible to respect a man that refuses to work but expects to benefit from the wages of the working woman?
Um, I can't respect it,
New unread message.
but it'll be a situation of if he can get away with it, it's one of those can't hate the player, gotta hate the game.
Okay. All right, ladies, we're gonna come back to you. Turn your mics on. Question
Yeah, I
8.
agree with Sean.
Question 8, ladies. Turn your mics on. Do women think less of men that fail to protect them? Do women think less of men that fail to protect them? We are going to go to Tanya first.
Yes.
Patsy? Okay, hold on, because you stalled. I didn't know if you had more. Go ahead.
No, it was yes.
All right, Patsy. Do women think less of men that fail to protect them?
Yeah, if they're not protecting me at all, yeah.
All right. We are going to go to Itima. Itima, turn your mic on. Do women think less of men that fail to protect them?
Yes.
Okay. Gentlemen, turn your mic on. Timmy, do women think less of men that fail to protect them?
If he's a pussy, yeah.
Okay. A little kitty cat. Okay. Robert, do women think less of men that fail to protect them?
Yes, because that falls in the category of providing. If they think you're a provider and a real provider, that's in there. That's one of the P's, protection. So they think
Mm-hmm.
less. They think less. They might not say it out loud, but they're gonna be looking at you sideways and whispering to their friend, "This little Mitch
Mm-hmm.
ass nigga." We was out there at a
Mm-hmm.
restaurant. Chick jumped up and
Pussy
slapped
nigga.
the chick slapped the dog wings out of my face, and he ran to the bathroom. Found out he was in the car when I got the door. Told me he was waiting for me.
Yeah, the car running. Come on, hurry up and get in so we get the hell out of here.
Okay. Gregory, do women think less of men that fail to protect them?
Yes, unless you're with Respucia and she feel like she about to knock somebody out.
Okay. Sean, same question.
I think so. I mean, what use is he to her or for her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Ladies, turn your mics on. This is question number 9. Wow. Let me get this to y'all too before we go to question. Let me answer that. Do women think less of the men or men that fail to protect them? I think yes. I think the answer is yes. And I think that especially when you are talking about today's women, the modern woman, yeah, there are no excuses at all. They're not accepting anything. This man can be a path a person that does not like to fight, pacifist. You know, he doesn't do it. He's never had a fight in his life. It doesn't matter if he provides financially. I think that if he fails to protect them, or defend them, yeah, they're gonna have a lot to say. That might be the reason that y'all break up.
No,
Break
no,
up being
no, Dave.
factor.
Dave, I have to interject because um you got some women that are strong that would defend their men. You did, and so I have to take back. I mean, I not take back the men being soft, but if the dude is soft, the woman's gonna protect him until she, build him or get him to see. But if she's a badass chick that know martial arts and is a boxer or jujitsu chick, and she equipped. She gonna kick a nigga ass whether her nigga's a punk or not, right? So it all depends. Cause you got some women that are strong, that are kicking niggas ass quicker than her nigga would do.
Okay. All right. Question 9,
That
ladies.
we're gonna move on, but that never changed the fact that that is a provision.
Okay. Again, question number 9, ladies. Turn your mic on. This is an interesting question, so everyone pay attention. Is it possible for a woman to build a man up and then tear him down? Who are we gonna go to first? Patsy.
Yeah, a woman can actually do that. Build you up and then tear you down at the very second you think that a man thinks that his woman got his back, and she turn around and fly off the handle. So yeah.
Okay. Intima, same question. Is it possible for a woman to build a man up and then tear him down?
Yes, it is.
Tanya, same question.
Yes, it is. It's possible for her to build him up and he gets beside himself thinking he don't need that woman no more and go to the next chick and she can tear his ass right on back down.
Timmy, is it possible for a woman to build a man up and then break him down?
Ah, boy. That's a bullshit question, too. Because can you, it's an individual question. You allow someone to build you up, but in all actuality, you as an individual have to do your own building up, you know, instead of allowing someone else to build you up. Now, that person building up could mean she's putting him on the pedestal. Baby, I love you. Baby, I wouldn't want no one else but you. She's doing the cooking. She's catering to his needs and all that. That's one thing. But then the other part is another thing. So, you can't put everybody, because everybody is their own individual person. Now, you can say some things that people do put them in that category, but in the end, they're their own individual person, and you as a person yourself can voice your opinion about somebody else. Now, when it comes back on you, you might not like it. But if you're comfortable of who you are, then what somebody said about you don't make a difference to you.
Robert, same question. Is it possible for a woman to build you up and then break you down?
Only, and I do say only. I think one of the episodes last week or the week before, I mentioned women has this quality that they tend to build the bear, not just in the trans community. They do it for the dude that's living with them or they're interested in. It's called stuffing them with all of their yeses and I need you to do this and I want you to do that. And I'm going to tell you just like this. You can think you're molding this man, molding him. All the while this man is using you. When you
That's
get
right.
done thinking that you molding him, build him to get a job at your father's firm, or you got him food stamps or some type of government assistance, and he was gonna help your home. When he gets tired of taking
Preach,
from you
bro.
because you build him, he's gonna go with
Preach.
the next woman. You're gonna try to tear him down, unstuff him,
Yes.
and all. But that
Yes.
next woman is gonna build him back up and mold him again. And he's gonna
Yes.
continue to go from house to house because that's who he is. You're not doing anything by thinking you're tearing him down again because somebody's always gonna catch him when he falls.
Gregory, same question.
I need the question again after that powerful lecture from Brother Robert.
Is it possible for a woman to build a man up and then tear him down?
Yes, if there's spots allowed for you to allow this person to tear you down, then I would actually blame you for it.
Sean, same question. Is it possible for a woman to build a man up and then tear him down?
Yes, it is. And I'm going to go on the other spectrum that everyone else went. A man can be committed to a woman all the way through and through and put his everything in her, and she has his back. And I've heard others put it on the man to decide to leave this and the other. But what if the woman is in a position to where she decides that she wants to leave and she was his anchor?
Mm.
And now that she's gone, he's now feeling
Lost.
left alone and lost.
He's lost. Or not only that, Sean, that she building the man up and making him think that he's everything. And like you said, he puts his all into her, and then she's going out cheating.
Yeah.
There you have it.
All right, Sean, do you got more to offer?
No, Tanya summed it up because that's where I was going. I was going to say that she decides whether it was her cheating, that not, even if she doesn't cheat, just decide that she no longer wants to be in this situation or with that man and just
But
decides to
she's
go on and just leave while he's
making
at the
up shit.
pinnacle of
Yeah, making up
building.
shit.
Go ahead, Sean.
He was just built like he spent his life building and doing what he was taught to do, provide and protect and all that. And the one that he was doing that for decides to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm good.
She don't give a shit about that shit. She don't care about his goddamn feelings.
Well, it's not so much that
Just
she might not necessarily care about his feelings, but because sometimes it's not about caring about the other person's feelings, it's about caring about what you want more than what you care about that.
It's
You're
about
right.
your self-worth.
All right.
Listen, Dave, I've been there and I wrote a song about it. And I wrote a song about it.
You want to hear it?
You gonna sing it for us?
No, go on,
No,
ask the
don't
next
do
question.
that.
All right.
Say that last question reminded me of a thin line between love and hate. How that lady started to elevate Martin's game,
Yeah,
but then he switched on her.
yeah.
Okay. We are going to go to question number 10. Ladies, turn your mic on. And because this is the last question, I'm going to ask everybody, once you get finished, please allow others to answer the questions without interruption or disruption or giving any type of response. All right. So we're going to go to the ladies first. Question number 10. Is it offensive for any woman or man to refer to any man as a bitch? So again, is it offensive for any woman or man to refer to a man as a bitch? Patsy, you first.
In general, yes, it is offensive, especially if the man's a good man and he's stepping up to the plate for his family, his woman, and everything. But if you're doing the opposite of that, then no. If you're actually Acting like a punk? No, it ain't offensive. It depends on the individual. Who you calling out as a bitch?
Okay. Thank you for your participation and your insight. Tanya, same question.
If the shoe fits, wear it.
Thank you for your participation and your insight. Itima, what do you say?
I say, on a fair perspective, yes, it is. But on a how can I say, like a human answer would be exactly what the panel said.
Okay. All right, Timmy, same question. Is it offensive for a woman or a man to refer to a man as a bitch?
Oh boy, here we go again with that. Now listen, Ice Cube made a song called "A Bitch Is a Bitch,"
I
right?
knew you was going there.
And he made it known that I'm not talking about all women. I'm talking about women who are acting like bitches. Now, so the same goes for the men. If you're acting like a bitch, you a bitch. That's nigga. That's all. That's all to it. Point blank. No
Okay.
discussion.
Okay, thank you for your participation and your insight. Robert, same question.
I'm gonna tell you like this. I agree with him. I mean, it was loud, and if a man on two hands call another man a bitch, of course we know that is ultimate disrespect, like it was someone spit in your face, and so those are fighting words. And then on the other hand, if he has bitch tendencies, then he's a bitch ass nigga, like Tim said.
Y'all, thank you for your participation and your insight. Gregory, same question.
I agree with my fellow male panelists. I feel like they said enough for me.
Okay, thank you for your participation and your insight. Sean, take us home. Is it
Question.
offensive for any man or woman to refer to a man as a bitch?
Yes, it is, regardless to whether he's acting like one or not, because at the end of the day, we know what that terminology means, what it stands for, and who are you to question my character and my manhood?
Oh, damn, Sean. I'm good. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'll get you into the fucking green room, Sean.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Still a Man podcast. If you are guilty of being a Mitch or a bitch, it's time to man up.